There was always this sense that he was constructing a persona. The first time I sat down with him to work on a story, he immediately asked me if I had read Thomas Kuhn's The Structure of Scientific Revolutions. I think he was assimilating into this personality, this notion that he had found in Kuhn, the random result that eventually creates a paradigm shift where everybody one morning wakes up and they think the new way. And I believe that he thought that he was a paradigm shifter. That was part of his story. He wanted to have a foot in both worlds. He wanted to be the renegade, but he also wanted to be legit.
This is the video deposition of Stephen P. Jobs. We are on the record at 9:22 a.m.
Can we just sort of briefly go over your employment history after 1973?
I was employed by Atari, a maker of video games.
What time frame?
I don't know, early 70s.
Creativity is a lot about anarchy. I had been in the video game business 2 years, and our corporate culture was really work hard, play hard.
The true original sin of Apple literally takes place before the company's founded. Jobs had left Reed College, and now he was back in Silicon Valley. Woz was working at HP.
I was such a nerd. When I finished designing calculators at Hewlett-Packard in the daytime, I would work on my own little projects. I saw Pong in a bowling alley. And I said, hey, I know logic design and I know electronics of televisions. I'll use my home TV, snake a wire in, and I built myself a Pong. Steve came back from Reed College and saw that I had built my own Pong game. And so that gave him the idea to go down to Atari. And he went down and he showed them the board and he wound up with a job.
Steve came in and said, in typical Steve Jobs fashion, I'm not going to leave until you hire me. And I really appreciated his intensity. He had one speed, full on.
I had one little project that everyone kept turning down. It was a project called Breakout. And finally I said, Steve, hey, do this for me.
In the back of my mind, I knew that Woz was coming over all the time after working at HP all day. And I thought, okay, I'll put Steve on the night shift. Woz will come over. I'll get 2 Steves for the price of 1.
Steve said, hey, Nolan Bushnell of Atari wants another game built, but we only had 4 days, Steve said. When a game is made out of chips and it's not a program, 4 days is like impossible. This is months worth of work. I did the entire design. And then Steve would breadboard my design for a little while. We were up 4 days and nights, nonstop, both got mononucleosis, and we got a Breakout delivered to Atari, and they paid for it.
Later on, Woz and I were out to dinner, and he was talking about Breakout. And I said, well, you know, you guys got paid pretty well for it. He looked at me puzzled, and I said, yeah, I mean, you did such a good job. I think there was at least a $5,000 bonus that you guys got.
So yeah, he was paid $7,000. He told me we were paid $700, and he wrote me a check for $350. You know, and that hurts because we were friends. And do you do that to a friend? If he had said, I need the money, I would have said, take it all. I was happy to be on the project.
I think that Steve was very driven and would very often take shortcuts to achieve his goals.